Let's get to your stock picks. Andrew, what are you choosing today?
Sure. So my stock pick tonight is UnitedHealth. So they kind of like what Discovery is in South Africa, UnitedHealth is to the States. They are the dominant player in 50 of the 52 states. Their share price fell earlier this week after their results. They dropped guidance slightly, not too bad, but it seemed like they got short-term headwinds. They're not structural long-term issues. They're short-term things that they can fix. The company's aiming for earnings growth of 13 to 16% per annum over the long term, and they're on a forward multiple of 19. So I think that's pretty attractive, and they're a quality compounder, great management team, great long-term track record.
All right, Gary, what are you finding attractive this evening?
Okay, so I'm going to call the top of the market. We'll have the Mag 7 down 50% in probably the next 6 months, because my stock pick today is going to be Nvidia.
Obviously, the juggernaut.
The juggernaut, and I'm putting it out because obviously we run a thematic AI portfolio. It naturally has become the largest holding just because of the growth. The methodology behind that portfolio specifically is to run the winners, and we looked at it. It also sits in our global equity portfolio, so we have a significant exposure to Nvidia at the moment. And clients always ask, would you deploy for new clients? And yes, we do, and we would. So why would I still be buying Nvidia at these levels at call it $140 a share? One, and this is in the face of a CEO that has come out and say they're not shy of setting expectations for their earnings either. I think he said Jensen Huang said the demand for the Blackwell chips is, and in quotes, insane. And it's difficult. Everyone you talk to tells me that this is hype and that Nvidia can't go on like this. But the fact is, if you actually look at it and you look at their compound annual revenue growth, over the last 3 years, it's 40% sales growth. That's their compound annual growth rate. Over 5 years, it's 54%. We're expecting them to essentially double revenue again, in the next quarter. So, it's massive. These kind of lofty. There's arguments about whether you can look at the PEs on something like Nvidia, but at 34 times sales. This actually isn't expensive if that growth is achieved. And all of this does come down to obviously your view on whether AI is going to be able to scale and whether compute is going to scale efficiently. But there is no indication at this stage that it won't. And the fact is that everyone kind of tells me that this is a bubble. There's just so much skepticism out there. And that for me doesn't feel like a bubble. That feels like more of an opportunity. So we'll be definitely looking very closely on the 19th of November when Nvidia reports results. But I would say Nvidia is still a buy, and it should be in your portfolios because there's something very interesting happening in the world, and this is how you participate in it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and for your analysis today, gents. That is all for tonight's Stock Watch. Thanks to our guests, Andrew Padoa from Sasfin Wealth and Gary Booysen from Rand Swiss. Up next, I'm back with a close. Stay tuned.